Hey guys, how's it going? Man, it's been a long time. We just got back from Europe and had an extraordinary adventure over there doing a World War II expedition and learned a lot of valuable lessons. I'll be sharing some stories and lessons, but I wanted to share something today. Well, I wanted to say hi and miss you guys and hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying up on your daily tasks. I know after we get going, you guys, we get into a challenge and we did the 28-day challenge and then we kind of get going and things wear off and we stop setting our alarms that go off with our words. We stop reading our affirmations. We stop reading and rereading our stories, and we kind of settle back into old routines and old ruts. So I want to encourage you and challenge you to get back on it. Like if you've settled off a little bit on some of your goals and exercising and sending messages and notes to your loved ones on like setting and affirming your characteristics and desired outcomes, like if you've just let up at all in any of your goals and patterns of things that are like helping you hit things, I want to challenge you to turn it back on. Like today, right now, just boom, turn it back on. Like reread the goals, get the vision board back going, just turn on the motivation and inspiration and get back in the game. If you've let it settle off a little bit, get back in it. But I wanted to share something today, a super important principle that I learned as you go over to World War II and you go into Europe. And you guys, I love history, and I know you love history and love learning. And learning it is awesome. But being there in person, standing on the very ground where it happened, whoa, man, it changes you. And one of the things that I come away with every time I go over there and I revisit these places, I come away with I'm awestruck at how strategic they were at dehumanizing and demoralizing other human beings. It's just unbelievable, and I'm always just in shock. Like how could any human being treat another human being like that? But what it was is they wanted power, they wanted riches, and they were super strategic about tearing people down little by little and we get caught up in this objectifying of others, seeing them as different from us, separate from us, and we kind of distance them a little bit. And then we end up committing atrocities. And the principle I want to share right now is that they were able to get power and they were able to get riches, but they had to do it at the expense of their virtue and at the cost of their character and their soul. And so in one sense, while these innocent prisoners were suffering and tortured by their captives, in another sense, those who committed the atrocities were tortured and captured by their own conscience. And they went after a goal and they achieved it, but at the expense of something that was far more valuable. And I want to share that in our own life because the same is true for us. Sometimes we go after our goals, and if we're not careful, we end up sacrificing what matters most for what matters least. And I see this all the time working with people, that we end up sacrificing our health to pursue some goal. We end up sacrificing our relationships to pursue a goal. We end up sacrificing our values and our conscience to go after a goal. You see those things all the time. And very often, which is so interesting, very often the thing that people are going after the most is money or power or prestige or some kind of honor or title or position or something. And they end up sacrificing their spirituality, their marriage, their parenting, their health, like whatever it is. And it's such a tragedy. And just recently I've been noticing some parents they're literally sacrificing their families on the altar of financial success. And man, I hope all of you have unbelievable amounts of financial success. I really do. I hope you become extremely wealthy and you can use your wealth to do incredible things for your family and for others and have influence and impact. I really do. But please don't ever do it at the expense of your family or the expense of your conscience and your virtue and your values or your health or spirituality or any of the other things that just matter so much. It can be done like without sacrificing those things. And that is your mission. And that's my mission. Like, how can we achieve all of our great goals without sacrificing the things that matter so much to us, right? And we got to be able to do that effectively and adroitly, right? Just so we're doing it in a way that we still get the results we want, but without the sacrifices of things that matter so much. So I wanted to share that. I wanted to make sure that when all of us we're driven people, right? And when we're out pursuing our goals and hitting things, we're never just taking things that are so precious and so special and just tossing them aside and neglecting them, because it will come back to haunt us. And those are the things that people regret, and they're tortured by their own conscience later on for having done that. So you guys, but here's the good news. Here's the good news and exciting news. I want to make sure we are always prioritized. And man, we are living our lives in a prioritized way, that we can have unbelievable success holistically in all these areas of our life without sacrificing. Now, some people will tell you otherwise. They'll say, no, it can't be done. And I'm here to tell you it can be done, right? And if you have to sacrifice something, what you might end up sacrificing is you may not get your goal as quickly as you want. Or you might not be able to go as high as you would like to because you're unwilling to sacrifice those other things. And for me personally, I'm okay with that, right? If I set a massive goal and I don't quite achieve it, or I don't achieve it as quickly as I want to because I chose to instead take care of my health and spend time with my family and my wife and nurture the things that I know are literally, truly my biggest priorities, then that's okay with me. What is not okay with me is to reach some, I'm using finances in this case, but to reach some financial goal knowing that I sacrifice my relationship with my children or my spouse to do it. Not okay. Not okay in my book. When I get to the end of my life, I want to look back and be like, nah, I did it the right way. I didn't sacrifice that stuff. So great reminder, you guys, to keep our priorities as our priorities, to actually keep first things first, and then figure out, to be creative, put all our energy and effort to figuring out how to reach our goals without sacrificing those things. And so let's get back on it. Let's renew and get re-energized and go back in. I'm going to be delivering the goods here and bringing more motivation, inspiration. You guys, we have some big goals things and big things we're working on to help you and serve you and help you reach your goals. And so we're going to be bringing it in here, but we want you to join us in bringing your best efforts and being fully engaged in life and in living and doing those things. We just saw this quote recently. I went to one of my now new favorite places, was this stunning library in Dublin, Ireland, at the Trinity College. They had 200,000 old books in there. It was beautiful. But I saw this quote in there that just struck me so powerfully, to make sure you live every day that you're alive. And at first I read it and I was like, oh, okay. And I walked past it and then I stopped and I'm like, no, that's it, right? To actually be alive every day that you're alive, right? To actually live, but to not just exist, not just to be, not let the days pass by, but to live every day that you're alive, and not just get through them and coast and be on autopilot and default mode, but to wake up and live. So get out, make it happen. Remember, awesome is always an option. Reach upward.